What's up, you beautiful collectors and action figure fans? It's the one and only Optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the support of my patrons, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Siege Voyager class Optimus Prime, part of the War for Cybertron trilogy. For the package, really cool new design for it. As you can see, you have the open window that fully showcases Optimus. You got Transformers Siege, you got Optimus there, Transformers, the Generation logo, all that stuff. And then you can see that it's got this nice wedge shape to it, which looks really cool. And on the side here, you got the Voyager class print on there, but then gorgeous looking image of Optimus right there on the side. It really stands out. Like from the front, that really does look cool, and I love that you can see that. The top here has that Autobot logo. Side here has several other different characters, which looks absolutely terrific. Bottom doesn't have nothing. Back of it has images of both his robot as well as his vehicle mode, transforms in 27 steps. And then you got some cross cells here with the Battle Masters, which from what I gather are basically like Target Masters, which have blast effects for them. But really very, very cool new looking package for these Transformers Siege figures. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have the Transformers Siege Voyager class Optimus open up out of his packaging and obviously in his vehicle mode. Now starting off first, I do want to show the instructions here. The instructions, they're printed on this very terrible paper. It's kind of hard to differentiate, but you can figure it out. But what I wanted to showcase here is how the different Micromasters and Battle Masters can attach to obviously the weapons here, such as the blast effects and things. And it says that the Battle Masters and Micromaster figures become weapons to equip War for Cybertron figures. Fire blast accessories are included with Battle Masters and are compatible with War for Cybertron figures. Look for others to build the ultimate battlefield. But then when you come around here, it actually kind of highlights his weapons. You can see the W50, which is a dual mech energon strike shield, which you can kind of sort of see, but again, it's so dark, it's really kind of hard to see. And then the WM3, the RF ion blaster, which is kind of the standard weapon for Optimus Prime. And then it even shows some like tech specs, like strength, I want to say accuracy, and then cowbell, whatever that is. But here we have them. And overall, really very cool looking. It has a Cybertronian / Earth sort of look to it, which I think looks really nice. Really nice paint detail on here. Obviously you got the red and the blue, very iconic for Optimus, but really nice silver paint along the side here. You got some of that silver in the hubcap area. You can kind of see that with the back tires here as well. And then throughout the entire figure, predominantly like here in the front section, you can kind of see, if I zoom in a little bit, you can kind of see some extra silver thrown on there, kind of giving him a slightly worn look. You can see it in the front as well. You see a lot of it more in his robot mode, which we'll take a look at, but you can see you got some nice kind of tealish color front sections here, like with this front bit, or this top bit, the windshield, the headlights, the little grill section. All of it looks really very nice. And then again, you got some of that wear sort of paint on there. Really very, very impressive. I mean, it takes kind of the classic look for Optimus Prime and gives him a Cybertronian look, which I really think is great. For his weapons, here's his ion blaster. Very kind of similar to what we've seen with a lot of Optimus Prime guns. Nothing really different, but very classic looking. And then you do have the hole right there where you would be able to put the little blast effect. And then here's his strike shield, or whatever they were calling it. This is really nice as well. You got a black paint going through on it with a nice silver wash. I love that they got, like, right here, if you take a closer look, a really nice black gloss paint on the Autobot logo. That looks really very cool. And then the handle is just done in this gray plastic. You can take this, you can flip this around, and you can plug this in here, give them a dual blast, like that's supposed to be like another barrel or something like that. But predominantly, this is going to be either used, and it just tabs in here. I like how all this stuff tabs in here. You have this little peg right here that can post into his arm right there, giving him a shield, or you can open it. It locks into place, and this spins up and around. This section here comes down, and boom, you have an axe form, which is great. I mean, we got Optimus with an axe and a gun. Kind of wish that this was maybe that translucent orange color that kind of looks more like an axe or whatever, but I'm quite happy with how it turned out. You do have all these different holes on them. You can put these weapons in any number of different locations if you really want. It's predominantly used with the new Target Master thing, but overall, love the weapons that this guy comes with. He's a solid looking toy. He really is. I do kind of wish that his smokestacks were a little bit taller. Not a ton, but you know, a little bit taller would be pretty cool. Just overall, really nice attention to detail on this. You do have some kind of that drab gray plastic, but it doesn't bother me all that much. It is a really solid looking vehicle mode that I think conveys Optimus Prime very well. Now, for his transformation, it does say that there's like 27 steps, and there are, but it's fairly simple to do. First, we're going to come around here to the side. We're going to just bring these back and kind of get this detached. Tabs in there very securely. Come on. Detach, there we go. Pull that away just like that. Kind of angle this down and take these little bits here, fold these down. You can separate the legs. Tuck these down just like so. You can fold the feet out on both sides just like that. Come around to the underside, take this entire assembly. This is going to detach. It tabs in there very strongly. Pull that out, rotate that around like so. Bring this piece back down. This is going to rotate, and then you have a little slot section on the inside here that this little piece is going to lock into. So you just kind of bring this around and kind of play with it a little bit to get it to line up, and there you go. Do that on this side as well. We're going to just rotate that, fold this piece down, bring this in, and lock that into place just like so. And then when you're done with that, rotate the legs, and there you have the legs done. Come up to this top section, take these tires. You want to bend these down like that, and then open these pieces up just like so. And from here, you want to take these little side panels, open both of those up, and pull them away from the body like that. You can then take this, pull this away. If you really want to, just get these arms pulled out like so. Take this whole front section, you want to then open this up. That will free this whole bit up that you can rotate around. And as you rotate that towards the back, kind of bring these arms up and kind of keep them on an angle like that. Take this piece right here, fold this in, fold this down like so, and then you can rotate this around just like so. Come down to the side, take these tires. They're on a couple different hinges. You want to just accordion them up and push them up along the side. So doing that on this side as well. As you can see, it just accordions up, slots in perfectly like so. And then from here, you can then straighten out his legs, bringing everything into line. Now you can take his head, you can reach in here, pull this up, rotate that out, and then close his chest piece nicely. Kind of straighten out these arms, and then take this, fold this up and under, and then you got two little slot sections on the sides here that are going to lock into these posts here in the back. So just fold this down, push that, locks it in place. These arms, take these little pieces here, swivel those around, and then take this, fold this down, that will tab in, and then straighten out that arm, straighten that out. Do that on this side as well. Rotate this around like so, fold this, lock that into place, straighten that, kind of position them, and when you're done, there you have Optimus in his amazing looking robot mode. Now, over the years, we have gotten some really great Optimus Prime figures. But honestly, for me, none have been good enough to replace that classics Optimus Prime that we got many years ago. This guy here might finally actually do that. The overall look of this is just phenomenal. Every single aspect of this guy nails the look for Optimus Prime. As you can see with the weapons here, you can have him hold this axe, you can have him hold his blaster. Obviously, I think the blaster is probably a little bit better, but like I was talking about with this, you can fold this all back up. you can collapse this down, tab that in there, and then you have these little ports here on the side that you can put that right in there, and you can have a shield for him, which, okay, and it's, you know, it's not that bad, I guess. It's probably better than most of the other shields that we've ever gotten. Or you can come around here to the back, you can plug this in the back there for storage, kind of extends his backpack a little bit. Personal preference, you can do whatever you really want with it. I'm just going to toss it off to the side. But taking a look at the closer details of this, because again, like I said, just about every aesthetic choice that Hasbro went with this nails the look for Optimus. That head sculpt is fantastic. It's really kind of hard to see, but you have some nice blue eyes in there. The helmet, the overall look of the head is everything that you would want Optimus to look like. It's not stylized, it's not, you know, overly dramatic looking or anything. It's just clean, simple. It's Optimus Prime. I would probably say the only thing that I would change on this guy is kind of my very minor nitpick in the vehicle mode, that being the smokestacks. I wish they were a little bit taller, but here in robot mode, I don't think they look as bad. But they could definitely be improved if they were a little bit taller there. I feel like that is something that could happen, like with a third party or something like that, because these are just, I want to say just, I don't think they're pinned in there. I mean, they're attached somehow, and you can see that they hinge, so they might be able to do something like that. But overall, great look. The chest looks fantastic. The abdomen area looks fantastic. The lower section here hits those G1Qs. You got a nice Autobot logo there. You can see more what I was talking about, like with this weathering effect. You can see it on the forearms here. You can see it here in the shoulder areas. Of course, also in the chest. But then now when you come down to look at the thighs, you can see that it's painted, not on the side or anything, but it's on the front here. So you do have a little bit of extra paint thrown in there. Just really nice. I do like that extra detail. Much like that Classics Optimus, you do have a little bit of kibble here hanging off of the arm. Not bad. Can you pop this off? That might be able to pop off if you really wanted to make his arms a little bit thinner. But like I said, that Classic Optimus had it, and this guy does as well. But the front silhouette of him looks really very, very nice. The legs look really good. Overall, a really solid toy. Now, for comparison, again, unfortunately, I've not really moved over any of my Transformers collection, but here is Punch Counter Punch. He's a deluxe size figure, so you can see about what you would expect for a Voyager. Good size, I think. And again, I think he fits. I mean, like, this guy is going to be like a Classics Punch Counter Punch figure, obviously. He's going to go on my Classic shelf. This guy really does fit with that. I mean, they're nailing this. I'm just absolutely impressed. He does have a little bit of a backpack going on here. It's not bad, though. I think they did a pretty decent job with it. I like how everything, like all these little pieces here, they fold inward and then the whole thing collapses. So I think they did about as well as they possibly could do. I mean, I even love the fact that they painted these little sections here. One thing that's also kind of fun, you can open his chest, and you can see you got some nice tech detail on the inside there. You can open that up and you have a cavity there, so you can have him open up his chest and, like, our darkest hour, I am Optimus Prime. You can do something. I mean, sure, why not, right? I wonder if I don't have any Prime Masters here with me. I wish I did. I'd be curious to know if you could stick one of those in there. If you guys get this figure and you can try that, let me know. But first, Articulation. The head here is on, I want to say it's a ball joint, but it's also a bit of a hinge, it feels like. So you get a nice range of motion up, down, left, right. The shoulders, you do get a bit of a butterfly joint as it's part of the transformation. Also hinges outward, and then as you lift it up, you can see that the smokestacks do move up and out of the way, which is really nice. He rotates at the upper part of the bicep. He's got a little bit more than a 90-degree bend at the elbow. This is about 90, and it goes a little bit higher than that, which is pretty good. He does rotate at the wrists. You come down to the waist. Nice waist rotation. You have a forward and back, a swivel and hinge thing going on here at the hips. It also rotates a little bit, you can see. spins like that. Bends, also rotates at the knee. So well, that's part of the transformation as well. So you do have that. You also do have some ankle tilt, so you can bend the feet out like that, and you can get about that far with both feet on the ground. That's kind of a dramatic looking pose. I mean, really, an overall very, very well done figure. Like I said, it has taken a lot for me to find a figure that I would be willing to replace that Classics Optimus Prime in my collection. And this guy, honestly, has made up my mind. This is going to be what is in that display. He just looks that darn good. Now, first transformation back. First, come around here to the back section. You can take this, you can spin this around if you want. You can fold this down, open this whole section up, kind of wedge your fingernails in there, and pull that up just like that. You can open up his chest here, and then rotate his head around, tucking that in. Go ahead and close these back up. You're going to have to open them later on, but just for kind of clearance issues, go ahead and close that for right now. Come down to the lower section, take this bit here. You want to swivel this towards the back just like that. Come down to the lower section of his legs and rotate them all the way around so that the back is now kind of facing the front. And then you can take these, lift this up, rotate that around, and do that on the opposite side as well. These tires that were on the inside, now you want to rotate towards the outer section and then tab them in and then close the feet up just like so. And doing that on the other side, rotate that around, bring the feet in like that. Come back around to this top section here, and this can get a little bit tricky. You got to kind of wedge your fingernail in there to pop these little pieces up. This one's a little bit easier. This one on this side is a little bit more difficult, mostly because I don't have very good fingernails here, but let's try and get it. No, or you can just pull the whole thing off. Luckily, it is just on these little mushroom cap sort of things. You can put that on there, but you can do that and then bring both of the legs together, give those a nice squeeze, and basically you have the back section done. Come to the side here with these tires, and it's a little bit difficult to get your finger in there, but you need to extend that out and bring that all the way down, and then position them where the tires actually are facing like the bottom. So do a hover conversion on Optimus and just leave it like that. Come to these arms, you want to bend them here at the elbow and then kind of lift that up, and then you can take this and slide this around to the inside. Now this part can get a little bit tricky. Get this down out of the way. You have a little tab on the inside here that locks into the inside of the forearm. It's a little bit difficult to see where it's going to hinge upward. Well, I'll rotate these around. Sorry, get those out of the way. It's, like I said, a little bit difficult to see where it lines up unless you look at it from the inside here, but you can get it locked in fairly easily. Do that to the other side as well. So we're going to lift this, rotate this, and then fold these pieces back and then swivel the forearm section in. And then again, you just kind of look from the back here and see if you got everything lined up. If you do, then you can take this stuff, you can start pushing this up and locking that into place. Keep that right there. And then you can open this piece back up and then swivel this bit down and around. Get that around there, just like that. Collapse all this and make sure this gets inside here. There we go. And then clear the windows there. And then you can fold this around. That'll lock in along the side. Do that on that side as well. You can then close this. I like how when you also close it, this section here kind of looks like the Matrix. That's kind of cool. So bring that around. Kind of squeeze that there. Make sure that these stay down like that. You can then take the tires, rotate those up into position. Take these little side pieces here and you want to squeeze those in. Those will tab in along the side, give that a nice squeeze. And then in this section, you got a little tab right here. If the thigh is rotated, you need to rotate that around and then bring that around, lock that in. Do that on this side as well. Bring that around. Find that little tab. There we go. And when you're done, get that right there. There you have Optimus back in his vehicle mode. Now remember guys, if you like this video, I would really appreciate your support and letting me know simply by hitting that little thumbs up button. It actually does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really appreciate it. As for Optimus here, I think that this is one of the best Optimus Prime figures that we've gotten in a while, at least in terms of like a G1 representation for Optimus. While the truck mode here has that Earth kind of look to it, it does definitely have a Cybertronian or futuristic sort of style to it. Transformation on him is really pretty simple, and while it does have some steps, they are fairly simple. But simple isn't necessarily a bad thing. Transforming this guy still has a very satisfactory kind of feel to it. And then when you get to that robot mode, while yeah, this has kind of like a futuristic Cybertronian look to it, that robot mode absolutely looks like G1 Optimus Prime, and it is fantastic looking. And if this is what we have to look forward to with the whole new War for Cybertron trilogy, specifically the Siege figures, I am definitely on board. Now, Optimus here is slowly hitting some retail locations. So if you're looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can pick him up at Big Bad Toy Store. For that, all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to BBTS where you can check out availability on this guy as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. But beyond that guys, that's about it. Before I go, I want to send a huge thank you if you made it all the way to the end of this review. Another way that you can really help support my channel is making sure that you watch a video all the way through. And if you did that, thank you. Also, a huge shout out to all of my patrons who through their continued support now more than ever help to make reviews like this possible. And if you'd like information on how you can become a patron, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/Optibotimus. And finally, remember, the real trouble with the world is too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.